More than half of the global traffic deaths are among vulnerable road users, the pedestrians, the cyclists, people of bicycles, and the motorcyclists. Do we have border representatives here? And many of us use borders, so you're a vulnerable road user when you're on that motorcycle. The rate of road traffic deaths is highest in Africa as compared to other regions at 26.6 deaths per 100,000. And yet the global rate is at 20.7. So our rate is the highest when you look at other regions. Uganda has a high road traffic death of 29 deaths per 100,000. So even our rate is higher than that of the African region. So that is the fatality rate for ESC countries. Kenya is slightly better at 27.8, Uganda at 29, and Burundi is up there at 34.7. So the region is not doing well in terms of road safety. I brought up these statistics so that you see the burden. At times we talk and you don't know what is happening, but you should see the burden. People are dying. And this is you and me who are walking, who are using borders, who are passengers on the motorcycle. When I highlighted motorcyclists because when you look at that growth from 918 in 2017 to 1,390, what do you think that figure will be in the next 5 years if we do nothing, or if we continue doing the same things we've been doing? Passengers on motorcycle in 2021 were 528. And please note that in 2021 we had 42 days of total lockdown. That is almost 1.5 months. But we lost 528 people who were passengers on motorcycle. How many of us here wear helmets if you're a passenger on a motorcycle? How many of us have personal helmets? Yeah, quite a few there. Then also pedestrians are at 1,384. That is 2021. When you look at these figures, the motorcyclists are overtaking the pedestrians. The trend has been pedestrians dying most, but now the motorcyclists have in 2021, more motorcyclists died in these crashes. So we must rethink our actions as individuals because we contribute to these crashes. Injuries, still you can see the motorcyclist is way up there. In 2021, we had 4,377 motorcyclists seriously injured. By serious injuries, those are major. Someone has lost a limb, someone can't be the same again. So 4,377 people. And then the pedestrians are 2,377. Our infrastructure, I thank SCCA of recent, they are providing for pedestrian walkways to protect these pedestrians from fast-moving cars. But many of us, when you see a bus coming, you go for the pedestrian to save your life. And then the passengers on motorcycle are also, when you look at this trend, it is consistent. Motorcyclists, passengers on motorcycles, and the pedestrians. The vehicles involved, I don't know if it is clear, but the highest bar is motorcyclists. Almost 10,000 motorcycles were involved in crashes last year. More than even vehicles. More than vehicles. and the vehicles were 7,500. So these people are highly at risk. So what is the role of police in ensuring inclusive, safe public transport? The public transport I'm referring to is what we currently have: the taxis, the buses, the coasters, and the borders. I'm not referring to the BRTs, which are yet to come. So our major role as police is to enforce the traffic laws and regulations. And by this, we ensure that we arrest drivers who are careless or use the road inconsiderately. Our friends, the taxi people, like overlapping, driving on shoulders, and that's where pedestrians are supposed to walk from. So once you do that, we are not everywhere, but once we get you, we fine you. Because for you think you're in a hurry, other people should wait. Using a vehicle which is not in a good mechanical condition, we find there are many accidents that happen due to brake failure, or at night some vehicles have no lights. So we target vehicles in a dangerous mechanical condition to protect our passengers who are in those vehicles and ensure that they are safe. Riding a motorcycle without wearing a crash helmet. Recently I learned that our heads are like an egg. They are so delicate and need to be protected. So once, in case of a collision and you land on tarmac, chances of getting back that head together are very minimal. So we must ensure that you wear your helmet, a good quality helmet, to protect you in case of a collision. Riding a motorcycle without permit. Using vehicles for carriage of passengers when you're not licensed to do so. This was happening in Uganda areas where small cars were carrying passengers. Because before the ministry gives you a license to carry passengers, they must check that your vehicle is fit for that work. So once we get you and you're not licensed, you're fined. Pillion riding. Pillion riding is carrying more than one passenger in addition to the rider. Motorcycles were designed to carry only one passenger, but you tend to, I don't know why you carry more than one, because I think even stability you can't balance in case of a hill. So we look out for you to ensure that this other passenger who is supposed to be there is protected. Driving in excess of prescribed speed. We know the issues of speed. When you knock someone at 30 kilometers per hour, chances of that person surviving are very high. But knock them at 80, they will not survive. Speed increases your reaction time, your stopping distance, your braking distance. So when you're at a very high speed, you put the risks of these people, the risks of the people using the road are very high. The speed you move at is the same speed you'll knock that person at, and you continue moving until something stops you. So we must ensure that you move at the prescribed speed. And also, third-party insurance protects the passengers in case of a collision. They are able to get some little compensation to cater for their medical bills and all that. So when we are enforcing traffic laws and regulations regarding PSVs, this is what we concentrate on. And last year, those are the people who were arrested and fined for the various offenses. Now, our second role is to test learner drivers for competence. That mandate is with police, that before anyone gets a driver's license, they are tested for competence. And regarding PSVs, Class A is for motorcycles. D1 is for the taxis, D is for the coasters, and DE is for the heavy omnibuses. And those are the learner drivers we tested in 2021. Our other role is sensitizing the public on road safety, and we look at school-going children. Many children walk to school, or they use PSVs to get to school. So we get to where they are and we educate them about road safety. And this is very effective because if you're a parent and your child knows a little bit of road safety, when you're talking on phone, she will tell you that they told us it is bad to talk on phone. If you're not wearing your seatbelt, so it's like our ambassador to you, to an adult. You can imagine. To ensure that you obey the laws and regulations. We target border riders, taxi drivers, and this is throughout the country. These officers get out to stages. In some areas, they've been given free airtime to sensitize our road users. And this is a day-to-day thing that we do to ensure that people are safe. We carry out regular inspection of vehicles to ensure that they are roadworthy. We train drivers and riders. It is very hard for a rider to enroll in a driving school, but where there are many, we organize them, train them, and we take them for testing so that they can acquire driving licenses. We do collect crash data, and this data is used for various reasons. We share it with UNRWA and KCCA so that they can improve locations where many crashes are happening. We use this data to guide our enforcement and deployment of resources. Many of you find many speed guns on particular highways, but that is guided by the data in those locations where many crashes are happening due to speed. So this guides our deployment of resources. We also collect data that we use in sensitization campaigns. These campaigns are done by various agencies, the lead being Ministry of Works and Transport. So we share this information with them so that they know which areas to focus on when they go out for awareness. And we use CCTV cameras to apprehend offenders. Before we got cameras, we used to have many people would knock and they run away. Right now, once you run away and the person has got your vehicle number, it is very easy to get you. It can't even take a month. We shall get you. Even the defaulters, you're given a fine and you don't pay. After a given days, we put you in the system and we are able to track you and get you. So the cameras are really helping us in our enforcement. Of course, we are doing this with a few challenges. Like we do not have enough equipment to cover all parts of the country. And also, in cities, we concentrate on traffic flow. You find in the morning traffic officers are waving off vehicles, even those with offenses, but because people must move and get to work, in the evening people must move and get to their places. So in cities, there is congestion, and that takes up much of our time. Instead of enforcement, we concentrate on that. There is corruption, and here many of us are guilty because you initiate the bribe. Instead of wearing your seatbelt, you initiate, give this officer money. Why don't you take the fine and next time you know that you're supposed to wear a seatbelt? And then you go on accusing people that they are corrupt, yet you're the one initiating. Corruption takes two to tango, not one person. So this is a big challenge that we have. We have poor testing mechanisms for driver testing. This is based, mainly the theory test is based on the individual. You ask you, what is the meaning of this road sign? It is this one. What is the meaning of this? Even driving out, it is based on that individual who is testing you. So that is a big challenge, but we are looking at automating all that process to remove the human interaction and improve the quality of the drivers that we have on our roads. So in conclusion, each and every one of us here has a role to play in ensuring a safe and inclusive public transport system. Passengers should speak up whenever drivers violate traffic laws and regulations. I've seen passengers on border borders. You see someone is in a suit. They are driving him in a one-way and the man is quiet like luggage. Quiet. So you must speak up and you tell this person, you can't take me in a one-way. You can't ride me while on phone. You must speak up, be the first person before the police comes in. And I implore drivers to always observe the traffic laws and regulations to ensure safety of the passengers. We shall continue to work with all of you stakeholders to ensure safety and security of all our road users. I thank you very much for listening.